And another issue I should just bring to your attention, but it's concerning, is that there are also ESSER funds, and those emergency secondary relief. I may have the acronym incorrect, but Sue and I have been involved in a conversation around that with Vermont Superintendents Association. And it's quite interesting how those funds, the plan for those funds being given out. So to try not to get too much into the weeds here, the funds would be allocated to us based on our Title I allocation. So every year we get a certain amount of funds based on Title I, meaning the poverty levels within our supervisory union. So funds would be allocated based on our poverty levels, but the guidance from DeVos says that we have to disperse those funds in a Title IIA fashion, meaning that we would have to distribute those funds to any student based on enrollment within our supervisory union, and that includes the independent schools. So, so there could be an application to have some of those monies from our independent schools, and that does not have to be based on need, but the funds are given to us based on need.
Wow.
So that's about, it's a potential for maybe 60% of those funds that would come to us to support students in need could be allocated to independent schools. It's a very different set of rules. So none of us understand that. It just does not make any sense. So that, and it's enrollment of the school. So it could be, so if there are 200 kids at an independent school, it does not matter where they live or where they come from. They could be overseas students. The fact that they attend that school, they count, and we have to distribute funds to them.
And is this?
So that shows you a political agenda. So I'm just going to put myself out there, but it is a political agenda. And
the state in this case is on the hook to follow the agenda coming down from the federal education.
That's correct.
Okay.
Do you mean they're distributed surely by numbers then, or there's no? Oh,
not based on need.
But for there's no other.
Except they come to us based on need.
Right, but do they have to justify it for any particular reason? No, okay.
But there are restrictions on it. It's not like we just hand them a bunch of money.
Right.
It doesn't work that way. But
we have to do everything.
But it comes up.
Yeah.
But it doesn't sound all that dissimilar from the issue of the what do they call the PPP funds, where you had companies, law firms claiming millions of dollars where other smaller businesses couldn't get access to any of that money. It had it has a similar kind of non-specified principle. So you could go in as the Sugar Shack or the Shake Shack or whatever it is and get a $10 million loan, whereas the pizza parlor down the street is all the way out in the cold. And
right.
Maybe they're not analogous, but there's something.
Yeah. It just doesn't feel right. So we'll see how that all shakes out. But I've reviewed the guidance. It's and the onus is really all on us to do. It's the LEA has to pretty much oversee everything. It's a huge job. So it's not to say that the independent schools don't have to provide us with information, but it's really, it's very one-sided for sure. So, and it's one of the downsides of a supervisory union that has so much choice. It's going to impact us in a negative way.